governance should not be hit and miss. The constituent-responsive governance is really a technology more than a program. And using this technology, I think politicians like me should have more courage to try on innovations without fear that it will cost them their position.
The Bulacan Citizens Feedback Survey research started with Josie's, in a sense, dissatisfaction with the way that she is getting feedback.
We should know what they want, their preferences, and we work around that.
She was getting this feedback through two sources. One is the public hearing, and the second one is the local leaders' feedback. She wasn't sure whether these two sources would give her really a representative reading of the different segments of Bulacan citizenry. I suggested that a better method would be a scientifically designed survey research citizens feedback system.
Others will say that it's simply a survey, but it's really not. When you get the feeling of people and using the result of that survey in making decisions for policies, for programs, then it's actually systematically and scientifically listening to what your people want.
It would be most cost-effective for the program to choose a student if they are properly trained. Selection of the students for this kind of research was based on a number of criteria. The first criteria was that we selected them from public school because the bulk of our respondents in this survey will be coming from the socioeconomic classification of lower class. The second criteria was about gender. We have found from previous experience that in a survey, ladies are better than males as field data collectors. The third criterion, the students that we would select would have had some experience in survey research as against those who were new in this and who would just be practicing in this project. The students underwent very intensive training. They were made to understand the logic of the questionnaire. Second, they role play. The one pretending that he is the respondent, the other one's acting as the interviewer. Then they had a dry run. Come back for a clearing, see, where I asked them, or let's share, see, the kind of respondent that you encountered and how did you handle those respondents.
Hindi namin alam yung aso. Tapos, meron naman puno eh. Nakakit naman kami doon habang hinahabol kami ng aso. Akit ka doon sa may puno, nakakapit kami.
And then after that, we finalized the questionnaire and then we rolled out. See? That's very intensive training.
With the students trained, the new system was ready for testing. 4 pilot programs that the government wanted to implement were chosen as test cases.
These 4 projects were very revolutionary. They were not the usual things that government do. You know, as far as the solid waste is concerned, initially my mayors did not want to collect for garbage collection. Magagalit daw ang mga tao. Pero the truth is, solid waste is a very, very serious problem in this province. And where will we get the money to be able to do this properly? So we had to do the survey. And it turned out our people were willing to pay for good service.
Aside from their willingness to pay for efficient garbage collection, Bulacanos were willing to do their part in waste management.
Tinuruan niyo po kami kung paano po ba mag-recycle ng aming mga basura. Napakinabangan po namin yung mga dapat na pakinabangan, kagaya po ng mga karton, plastic, bote, na ibebenta po namin yon. Nagkakaroon pa po kami ng dagdag income sa aming kabuhayan. At yung mga tao po, naging mulat po ang kanilang mga mata na ang sa basura pala ay may pera.
People in Bulacan make and sell products out of plastic straws, candy wrappers, and even old raffle tickets.
The second one was to find out how people will receive the idea of a computerized billing for the real property tax.
We wanted to do a billing like you would when you receive your electric bill or your water bill, so that people need not go to the assessor to ask for the computation of the real property tax. It should arrive to you via your post regularly, telling you how much you need to pay, where, and up to when.
In the real property tax information system, we pre-tested the bill, which served as the communication material for the system. We were trying to computerize real property because it is the second source of our income. So we showed the bill. We asked them, is the font okay? The size of the bill okay? Can English be understood? And other things.
Sa interview sa amin na real property tax billing statement, unang ho kasing pinakita sa amin Ingles. Sabi po namin kung pwedeng gawing Tagalog para po mas maintindihan ng tao. Tulad ko po, hindi naman ako magaling gaano sa English. May mga salita pong hindi ako naintindihan. Tinanggap naman po nila, tsaka sabi nga po nila, ang mga tao naman daw po ang kanilang pinagsisilbisyuhan.
The third was to find out how people in Bulacan would react and accept the idea of a health insurance scheme.
For the health insurance, we asked the people how many of them would like to have health insurance. So we were able to find out the need for the health insurance and the amount of premium that the people were willing to pay.
From the beginning pa lang, after the survey, we found out that our people were willing to pay for health insurance, but they wanted the provincial government to manage it. Kaya lang ako, I don't want to have anything to do with money. I thought I can do without that one. It was easier to just get PhilHealth. Let the money side be their problem. Kaya lang, when we are doing computations now, if I actually listened to what our people wanted based from the survey, we would have done right pala. Kasi when we computed the amount of premium we have already been paying as compared to the amount of claims our people were able to get, we were losing, in that year alone that we computed, more than 6 million. We were doing so many things. Yabang namin, ang dami naming programs Kala namin, sikat na kami. But to our dismay, many of the programs, our people didn't really know. So we said, God, well, it's not only really dangerous for a politician that our constituency doesn't know what they're doing for them, but also it's an opportunity loss. We are unable to get the support of our constituency as well. Kaya you have to keep on validating what you're doing. And this is what the technology has enabled us to do, to constantly monitor how our people are perceiving the things that we're already doing, and in that way improve the chance of getting them to participate.
Okay, you're still listening to Radyo Bulacan 100 MHz FM, at syempre happy listening dyan sa lahat ng taga-sunik.
So the radio, in a way, allowed us the chance to tell them what we're doing. Kaya lang, if the radio was not really attractive to them or they're not interested in the beginning, baliwala rin, no matter how many things we say there, no? So we had to do another survey for that. We had to make the Radyo ng Bulacan a station that the Bulacanos will listen to.
We did a survey on the community radio to find out how many households have community radio, what kinds of program do they want, what characteristics of announcer do they prefer.
Base na rin dun sa isinagawang survey ng pamahalaang panlalawigan ng Bulacan at mismo dun sa pakikipag-ugnayan namin ng personal dun sa aming mga tagapakinig. Dalawa yung lumalabas na pangunahing issue Una, yung isyung pang-agrikultura. Kasi yung Radyo Bulacan, nakabase siya sa isang agricultural community. So, marami sa mga nakikinig sa radyo ay mga karaniwan dyan, mga farmers. Yung nakakatuwa talaga at I'm very proud to say, ay yung isyung pangkabataan. At base nga dun sa nakita naming clamor ng mga kabataan, marami sa aming mga programs ay tumutukoy sa isyung pang-youth o yung pangkabataan. Meron kaming mga musical, meron kaming mga counseling, Meron kaming mga talk, issue-oriented programs na nakaka-address na sa pangangailangan ng mga kabataan natin.
Kaya ko namang pangalagaan ng sarili ko dahil lalaki.
Maraming impact na naitutulong o nagagawa o nako-contribute ang Radyo Bulacan. Sabi ng iba, ang radio daw is just to inform or to educate. Pero actually, hindi lang eh. Kaya kami very proud sa Radyo Bulacan, yung impact sa tao, sa local community, at mismo doon sa ating actual government policy.
Ang benepisyo na natutunan ko sa Radyo Bulacan, nalalaman ko yung mga job opportunities dito sa ating lalawigan, pati na rin sa karatig bayan natin at pati na rin sa ibang bansa.
Ang kagandahan ng naidudulot po sa amin ng Radyo Bulacan, natutugunan lahat ng aming pangangailangan. At lahat po ng aming, sa pamagitan po ng pagtawag namin sa Radyo Bulacan, kami po ay kanilang natutulungan.
Kahalaga ng pagkakaroon natin ng Radyo Bulacan, inaalala natin ang mga proyekto ng ating pamahalaan para sa mga mamamayan.
Sa Radyo Bulacan ay naaliw ang kabataan na tulad ko at nakakabati pa ako on air.
The beauty of continuing with this program, she was able, in fact, to do two things. To find out the true priorities of citizens and their satisfaction with the performance of the government. The most important thing was she was able to predict ahead of time before launching a project how the citizens would react, and therefore was able to adjust and refine, fine-tune those projects before launching.
Governance should no longer be hit and miss.
Nagna kami, hindi na namin aso. Tapos ay meron naman puno nakakit naman kami dun habang hinahabol kami na aso. Akaya ganun kami, puno, nakakapit kami dun, tapos tawag kami ng tawag. Dumating naman yung may-ari. Pero hindi pa rin kami computerized. Tapos akala ko namamalimos lang.
Action!